Hi, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Stephanie and today I'm gonna take you on a little trip around the world. We're gonna try 3 different types of meatballs. Our first stop is in Italy where we're gonna make these parmesan packed meatballs. Our second stop is in Greece where we're gonna make lamb keftas. And our third and final stop is in Thailand where we're gonna make lob tod, aka lob meatballs. Okay, let's get started. I have to start off by saying these are by no means traditional recipes. My main goal is to just show you the fundamental meatball rules. I put that in air quotes so that you can play around in your own kitchen and make meatballs using whatever you have on hand. With that, we are starting with the Italian Parmesan packed meatballs. In this bowl, I've got some ground beef and ground pork, about half a pound each. And then in this bowl, I have some panko breadcrumbs. We're gonna make what's called a panade with a little bit of milk to rehydrate these. You wanna start off slow, about a couple tablespoons. A panade is basically just a paste made with bread and milk. It acts as a sponge in between the meat and the other components to help keep the meatballs super moist and avoid that rubbery texture. So you'll know it's ready when the breadcrumbs feel kind of heavy and waterlogged. The real test is if you can kind of squeeze them in your hand and they stick together and form a block. Then just add that panade to your ground meat. We're also gonna add 1 egg, a heaping cup of Parmesan, half a cup of parsley, and then I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of salt. Nope, that's a tablespoon. And lots of cracked black pepper. And give it a nice mix. I first made these meatballs for a group of friends after a little ski trip, and I was cooking from a recipe online and I read half a cup of Parmesan as 1.5 cups of Parmesan, and the meatballs were honestly delicious. So I was like, wait, I think I'm onto something here. Let's go back and rework this. And the reason why the Parmesan works is because it's injecting fat into the meatballs. If you want a juicy meatball, you need about a 20 to 80% fat ratio. If you're using lean or even extra lean meat products, you kind of need that injection of fat coming from somewhere else to amp it up and give it more flavor. So in this case, that comes from the Parmesan. So yeah, they're very delicious. My friend actually said they were the best meatballs she's ever had. So do with that information what you will. I've got a sheet pan here and a little cookie scoop. I'm going to shape my meatballs. It's really important for them to all be roughly the same size so they cook evenly, and the cookie scoop really helps with that. I did forget, I like to put a little bit of oil on my hands when I'm shaping because it just prevents the meat from sticking. And then some people like to fry their meatballs, but my preference is to cook them directly in a tomato sauce. We're gonna drop the raw meatballs into the sauce and let them cook at a low simmer. All right, we're on our second stop in the tour. We're hitting Greece and we're making lamb keftas. I've got a mixture of ground lamb and ground beef in the bowl. The mix just brings more flavor, honestly. Gives us hopefully a variety of fat as well. Different meats will have different fat contents. So again, we want to avoid a dry meatball. So the fat content really helps here. To this, we're gonna make another panade. So again, I've just got some panko breadcrumbs and a little bit of milk. This is my favorite way to make a panade, but you can also do it with dry stale bread. I hate having to buy a random ingredient just to use it once. So if you have stale bread, you can just kind of break it up into small dime-sized pieces and do the exact same thing. I've passed the squeeze test, so we're gonna add this in. To that, I'm gonna add 1 egg, a spice blend of oregano, cumin, coriander, cinnamon, and nutmeg, some chopped mint, lemon zest, and then finally a mixture of grated onion and grated garlic. Similarly to the other ones, we're just gonna give this a nice mix with our hands. And I almost forgot salt. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons. So the Parmesan meatballs, I make them all the time. I kind of know the salt ratio. I've got it nailed. This one, I don't make as often. So what I'm gonna do is grab a little bit of the mixture, form a little flat patty, and then just fry it off real quick in a hot pan so that we can test the seasoning before we move on to the final cook. Then we're gonna totally burn our mouth on this. Yummy, that's really good. Now that we know that this is the seasoning is right, we can move on to cooking the full batch. Got my tray back with my cookie scoop, and we're just gonna rinse and repeat. And I forgot the oil again. So these ones I actually like to shape a little differently. I'll do like a little cone almost, kind of like a kefta shape. My pan is hot, so now we're gonna fry them. So these ones I'm frying because I'm gonna serve them with a tzatziki sauce and some feta, maybe some pickled red onions. So I want that texture from the fry to like play with the sauce. So yeah, a little bit of a different decision there, but it's gonna be just as delicious. All right, we're at the final stop on our world tour. We're in Thailand. We're making lob tod or lob meatballs. You know lob as the meat salad. I feel like that's the best way to describe it, where ground pork or chicken gets cooked in a bunch of spices, then served with your favorite vegetables and usually lettuce leaves. So we're turning basically that whole concept into a meatball here. We're starting again with a mix of two different meats. In the bowl, I've got some ground chicken and ground pork. To that, we are going to add chopped onion and lemongrass, some chopped cilantro. We're gonna do some lime zest and lime juice. Then we've got some yellow Thai curry paste. That's going in with some sugar and some white rice flour. This kind of acts as our panade. It's gonna absorb all the juices in the meatballs and create that paste as we mix. It's also gonna help to like hold everything together. All right, last but not least, I've got fish sauce. And then we're just gonna give this a quick mix with our hands. Third time's the charm. We've got the pan, we've got the cookie scoop. And I'm actually gonna remember the oil this time. A little bit on the hands. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be eating meatballs all weekend. Perks of filming YouTube videos on Friday. Okay, so these ones are obviously a little bit different from the previous two. The panade looks different, the binding agent looks different, but we still have those same principles. In these ones, the bigger pieces of onion is kind of acting as the panade would in the previous two meatballs by creating those like air pockets. We also have the combination of two different meats in all of the recipes. That's to make sure we get that 80-20 fat content rule. We're shaping them all this roughly the same size so that they cook evenly. We're testing the seasoning before we fully cook them. And one last thing we didn't really talk about before is that the seasoning also changes depending on the region that we're cooking in. Parsley being used for the Italian meatball. We saw mint being used for the keftas. Now we've got cilantro, lemongrass, lime, and the chicken meatballs. So it's just another reminder to like think regionally about the flavors when you're cooking. We've got all three of our meatballs done. We officially went around the world. Now we're gonna try them, I guess. Let's go with our keftas first. Okay. Oh, that's really good. I actually really like the cinnamon in this. It's like a mild warming spice that you wouldn't expect to put in a meatball, but it just works, you know? What doesn't taste good with tzatziki though? Let's be real. Okay, next I wanna try these lob ones. I need a palate cleanser, wait. I'm gonna do it like a little like lettuce cup situation. Little extra sauce. I feel like the little bit of curry paste in with the meatball is doing a lot and it's lovely. Okay, would definitely eat these again. And last but not least, our Parmesan packed meatballs. So obviously I just plated these with the tomato sauce, but you can also turn this into like a spaghetti meatball situation. I honestly can't choose a favorite. They're all so good. And I feel like I can officially say that I've never met a meatball that I didn't like. So if you want more recipes just like this one, make sure you subscribe and I'll see you around. Bye.